Thank you for joining us for another of the 3-part series of short plays written by the Cucumber writers. We now present the next 2 plays, very different in style and structure to the first 2, but that's what makes what we do so interesting. We start with a common theme and each writer travels their own path from there. The first play in this session is called Madonna of the Laundromat and was written by Gallagher. Angela's play is a monologue delivered by Deborah McEwan. She sensitively tells the story of a young woman who, at a time in her life of loneliness and repression, experiences a religious vision while washing her clothes in a laundrette in Cradley Heath. She experiences reassurance and peace during this vision and takes the news to her local priest. However, her trusting and naive nature doesn't enable her to see that her loneliness and repression has only just increased as a result. The second play was written by Liz Parks and is called Customer Relations. Liz's play focuses on the motivations of 2 people, played by Lorna Meehan and Garrett, at a business event. These complex and cagey characters have honed their corporate alter egos to disguise secrets that go back to when they were younger and more authentic versions of themselves. As the layers of well-kept secrets begin to be painfully revealed, we see their vulnerabilities exposed and the truth that lies behind the sleek, business-like exteriors. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to see the next 2 plays in this series. Thank you.
I don't know why it was different this time. I mean, I've been there loads of times over the years. Once a week, twice if it's my week to do the sheets. Regular as clockwork. And why me? Why pick me? I'm going to tell it like it was. I'm not lying. That Kerry Malone posted online that I made it up just to get attention. But I call that rich coming from air. I need a call something. But then I'm trying to reform because Father Davey said, did I really think that was an appropriate way to talk when I've just been blessed with a sacred experience? I can't even remember what I said, but he didn't approve. He closed his eyes and he had a pained expression on his face when he said it. Kind of disappointed. Which made me feel a bit crap. I mean, rubbish. God, it's difficult because that's just the way I talk. I mean, not God. I didn't mean to say it like that. I mean, obviously you can say the word God, just not like I did then. It's vain or something. It's hard to break the habit of a lifetime. Anyway, she said, that's Kerry, that I'd never even been to church. Well, that bit was true. But anyway, who's to say that it can't happen to an unbeliever? That's what Father Davey said. That it can, not that it can't. I've seen him a lot since it first happened. Now, we weren't too keen to start with. You'd think he'd been over the moon to have someone come to him and say they'd had a vision of the Virgin Mary. He wasn't exactly over-enthusiastic at the beginning. I thought it was because of where it happened. I suppose he'd have preferred to have had it happen to some Solihull yummy mummy while she was having a latte and super salad in John Lewis. But can I help it if I saw her face in the tumble dryer down at the laundromat on Cradley High Street? Anyway, I think it was actually because he didn't believe me. Or maybe that was because I wasn't a Solihull yummy mummy. Although, if I had been from Solihull, I wouldn't have gone to him because his church isn't in Solihull, so he can't have it both ways. Soon changed his tune though when it hit the news and the number of people coming through his doors went through the roof. Not literally through the roof. God, of course, I haven't even told you what happened yet. I mean, not God. Sorry, God. Sorry, Father David. Well, it was sheets week, and I'd done the wash, and I put them in the tumble dryer, and I was just sitting there, watching them go round and round, and I was just zoned out at that point. You know, just thinking of other things. But this time, suddenly, I saw a face in the window of the tumble dryer. Holy shit! Oh God, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. And I didn't mean to say God. God, I mean, I freaked out. I jumped up and I nearly run straight out of the place. I knew I couldn't, because some thieving bastard person would have nicked me bed in. There was about 3 other people in there at the time, but I couldn't even speak. I just kept pointing and opening and shutting my mouth like a goldfish, and they obviously thought I was a loony or something, because they couldn't see anything. I don't know what I thought it was. I mean, I knew she wasn't actually in the tumble dryer, because her face, it weren't going round and round and round. It was just in the middle of the window looking at me. And anyway, I just seen her when I put the sheets in, wouldn't I? She never said anything that time. Just looked at me, all serene like, and it made me feel really calm. It always had that effect. Even if I got home and Jason had given me some shit, crap, rubbish, I'd still just be really chilled out. Better than any drugs. It got so I really hoped she'd be there. I really look forward to laundry day. She never said anything the first 3 times. It was just like we was getting to know each other. But then the 4th time, she spoke to me. And she has done every time since. I can't tell you what she said, because that was just for me. Although Father David said it was all right to tell him, being who he was and everything. The church needs to know, he says. Which does make it feel important, doesn't it? I heard him talking to someone about it. Or the situation, as he called it, one time when I turned up early to see him. His housekeeper showed me into the hall, and his study door was open, and I could hear him on the phone. He was saying how the church needed to manage the situation. It made me think of big business with the managers, and that's when I started to think that I weren't just some nobody. They thought I was important. He also said it's in the hands of Rome now. I don't know what that means. I thought Rome was just some place abroad. Donna Franklin's mum went there for her 25th wedding anniversary, and I come back with really bad sunburn on her face and €70 lighter thanks to some lowlife who mugged her outside the bar. But when I knew I'd really hit the jackpot was when Father David told me that the church had got a responsibility to look after me, and that I was going to find me somewhere nice for me to stay. Just so that I wouldn't be harassed by the press, because that was starting to be a problem. I was worried, because Jason and me can only just about afford the hole we live in now, and that's a rubbish place. So we certainly couldn't afford somewhere nice. But he said the church would take care of the money side. And I would only be able to look after me. But Jason could take care of himself for a while, couldn't he? Father Davey said just to think of it as an extended holiday. To be honest, knowing I could just have a few weeks without Jason going off on one every time he come home from the pub felt good. I felt lighter somehow. Which was weird, because I'd always thought I couldn't do without him. I've always relied on him, you know. And the bruises don't mean anything. Not really. It's just part of life, isn't it? But I had this vision of me, just kind of floating down onto a big fluffy bed, you know, like Lenny Henry in that advert. Oh, and having towels that weren't scratchy, and one of them trays with the tea and coffee. And it is like that, sort of. Although it's more like a spa, because bits of it are quite clinical. It's really clean. And there's loads of staff, and all the meals are cooked for you. The only thing is, they won't let me out at the moment. You know, just to protect me. Protect me from the press. Which is a bit of a bummer, because I can't sneak out to see Jason. But worst of all, I can't go and see her down in the laundromat. They say they'll arrange it when the time is right. I wanted to ring Father Davey just to ask him, but that took me phone so I could get complete rest. And he ain't been to see me since I've been here. It's been weeks. But things will change. She told me I've got things to do. Important things, like change the world important. So I can't tell you now. But you'll hear about it.
Sorry?
Sorry?
My glass?
What?
My glass. You're drinking from my glass?
I thought... I'm so sorry. One of those little token things, heaven maybe. Let me get you another.
Yeah, maybe two? It really didn't matter. I could have...
No, my fault entirely. Stuart.
I know. It's my business to know, personnel. Besides, your name is on your tag.
Oh, gosh. I hate these things. Like luggage labels. I feel like I'm going round and round until I meet someone lovely like you. Collects me off the carousel.
You might appreciate it more if you knew how long it took to prepare and then lay them out in alphabetical order.
Well, I suppose break the ice. Nice to know who you're speaking to. Except you don't have a label.
Oh, Jennifer, I'm running this show for the boss. Most people here know me. It's not going well. She should be here by now. God, I hope she's not trying public transport. I should have ordered her a taxi.
Jennifer, how you do? Made that's a bit late. Where is she?
Oh, no problem. It's a busy woman. So many irons in the fire. I've got it covered. Wolves circling.
Do you ever get deja vu? I've got this strange feeling that I know you. Jen?
Jennifer, please.
Have you always lived around here?
20 plus years,
Has your firm ever dealt with mine?
which is...
Randy's nightclubs. Not my choice of name. They hoped it would sound cool, tongue-in-cheek, so to speak.
That sounds like a well-rehearsed line. Does the name fit?
Well, the kind of customer that we attract, well, they seem to think it does, but they're mostly saggy, baggy types, wallets heavy, self-aware light.
You make it sound so attractive.
Pays the bills. Just a small offshoot of the main business. Betting shops are the real money. Not work then. I don't get down these parts of things. School? Uni?
Ashford Girls' High.
Well, that rules me out.
Leeds Uni until 1986.
No. I do know you though. Jenny. You look kind to you.
Not in these heels.
So, 87.
Maybe.
Gilly Hotel.
Maybe.
I should have known it. The heels, dead giveaway. Black seam, stockings, black dress.
And waitress apron, please. You're making me sound like one of your acts.
It was you.
And
I've always wondered how it all ended. Who would have thought it? After all this time. Here, of all places.
you couldn't expect me to recognise you now, could you? No beard, no tartan, no stink.
That campsite was a bit primitive.
As with you boys.
Not Dave, though. I mean, you didn't find him too repulsive.
Good looking boy. He tipped well.
He tipped you all our beer money that night. He wasn't flavour of the month.
Nothing was going to come between you, the Climbers Club, the Five Musketeers, one for all.
You did.
You stuck together like glue. Not one of you let on that it was Dave's stag week. No one mentioned the little matter of a fiancé or wedding coming up.
We were a team. On a climb, we must depend on the roadman. And Dave was our first casualty. It was all coming to an end. That holiday was supposed to be our swan song, but we didn't see him do much climbing once he set down the G.
But you didn't say anything about a wedding. You just let me be used.
No.
You let me go on thinking.
It just started off as a bit of fun, and after a while, well, how to start a conversation like that?
It should have stayed like that. Friends having fun. You have no idea.
If anyone could see that you were hot for each other, Dave was my mate, last fling and all that.
Fling. Titbit.
Oh, we were young, hot-blooded.
Frustrated.
Oh, is it obvious?
Who could miss it? You were at each other's throats by the end of the week.
You were the only decent thing on offer for Miles.
On offer. Excuse me?
Oh, no, sorry, you know what I mean. We liked having you around.
Compared to the sheep, you mean?
Oh, Jenny. Are you sheep-shaming me?
I asked for Jennifer.
You were with him. Oh, we were cool with it at first. It's kind of a male thing. See him off, one last flick. Romance.
But not one of you let on.
Oh, loyalty. I was his friend, remember? Best man.
One of you broke ranks. I still feel used. Angry. Bloody angry.
Oh, come on, Jen. Water under the bridge. I mean, look at you now, successful. Oh, married. Kids.
Me? Married twice. Last one successful. One of those uni blokes. Had kids. Moved here when I lost him.
Oh, divorced.
Widowed. I was an army wife.
Sorry, that was a bit clumsy. Not my business.
As for successful, does this look like success? I need this to work. This outfit is 4 years old. My daughter has debts up to her eyeballs, son's school fees. We get the merger and I get to manage the project. I know I can make a go of it.
High stakes then.
I can't balls this up. This has to work.
Darling, splendid show. Old man's getting a bit edgy. She will be here soon, yes?
Traffic. Where the hell is she? I wrote to Dave after you all went. I thought he was the one.
It was difficult for all of us.
Difficult for you?
But we knew Jean. 3 of us worked for old man. She was sweet. Rich girl. Dave and she, well, picture perfect. As the week went on, it didn't seem like fun anymore. Things were getting too serious, too messy. Jean began to seem friendly compared to you.
You lot were tough on Dave, but then I couldn't understand it. It must have been quite a relief to you all to see me off.
That last night, we cleared out the booze and sat there waiting for him to come back. Things had become so deep. We had a sweepstake on whether he'd do a bunk.
As I would have done if you'd come clean. If you'd have told me.
We hoped it would all settle down again once he got home. We thought you would just move on. We didn't expect you to keep on phoning.
I got the anonymous letter telling me he was getting married 2 weeks later.
It wasn't very noble of me, was it?
You.
Well, I didn't expect to get the chance to say sorry. Here I am, 50, married.
More than 50, I suspect.
Oh, no, you're quite right. No more untruths. Dave's wedding was called off at the last minute.
I know.
You know? He disappeared.
I married him.
Is that hearing right? You married him? He went...
Only as far as Leeds. My parents weren't happy to see me married before my degree, but it was wildly romantic when we were young. You can't stop a thing like that.
She was heartbroken. Got a dog.
I'm sorry.
A nice beagle. Our old man was mixing in the fox hunting circles.
I can forgive you for not telling me he was married. But you could have told me he was a prat. Lasted a year, until his jealousy of my uni chums drove me mad. He would barge into the bar and pull me out. I left his tent and crampons in the station lost property and gave him a ticket home. I don't suppose he used it.
Poor old Dave. He always liked to be top dog. No wonder he's never been seen hide nor hair him since. He wouldn't want anyone to know he failed.
That's enough about him. How about you? What have you been doing since?
Well, I married soon after Dave disappeared. Worked well enough. I was more of the practical type. Head rules hard.
That usually means you married money.
Money, yes. But she was glad enough to have me.
You always were the arrogant one. The cook thought you were too good looking to be straight.
Shh. I always felt you and I had this edge. You know, you should have been nicer to me.
And what happened to G?
Well, you can ask her when she arrives. Gloria inherited the empire when her father died. I believe you're waiting for the old dragon now. My wife is always late, I'm afraid. She likes people to know their place.
You married G?
But her father had arranged this huge bash marquee, celebs, vinyl royalty. He was not going to cancel it, not a chance. So I stepped up to the plate with professions of unrequited love. Adoration from a distance, the tongue-tied suitor. They loved it.
You shit!
Hold on, you put it there.
But you were still together. It worked out.
What do you think? She whites up pretty quick. The sweet, visible chump I married has morphed into this hard-headed businesswoman. She's not used to losing, Jenny. She can't forgive Dave, but you. There's a special place in hell.
She doesn't know it's me.
Oh no, not with that soldier boy's name.
I need the money.
So you said.
All that bull when you came in. All that do I know you stuff. You were paying me.
You always were quick on the internet.
How did you find me?
LinkedIn, Facebook.
But my name's changed.
Are difficult, but not impossible. Your life as a kept man is boring. You became my project. Nancy has so many of your characteristics. When you were that age. Nice profile picture, by the way.
Leave my daughter out of this. After all this time, why?
Dave was greedy. You were sharp. Always protecting him. Putting me down. How I enjoyed writing that letter.
Please. I was young. I didn't mean to upset you.
Now we're talking. Jenny. Those heels. Those stockings. Do you still have the apron?